Now at 5, deadly winter weather continues to wreak havoc across the U.S. Plus, a passenger car overturns near State Route in and Dutch Elm.
Intense fighting continues in Ukraine while President Putin claims Russia is ready for talks. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington with the latest from the war.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A train strikes and kills a Southwest Missouri man overnight. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Cale Chapman. Authorities say just last night before 10 p.m., Rannon Childs of Sarcoxy went on railroad tracks west of businesses closer to the Fountain Road overpath north of Joplin. A Kansas City Southern train then struck Childs. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Nobody on the train was hurt. And earlier this morning, reports of a single vehicle crash near State Route in and Dutch Elm alerted Newton County Central Dispatch. The car was traveling east on Dutch Elm and left the roadway toward the left, striking a guardrail and then overturning. No one was injured. Joplin Special Road District tells us they will be replacing the guardrail in the coming days, but for now, use caution through the area. The guardrail will be marked for caution in the future. Sam Lane joins us now.
All right, thank you very much. It was a little bit tricky out there this morning with some of the travel problems because of that brief little bit of snow and freezing rain we had last night. But now radar is all clear over our area. However, way up to the east in eastern Missouri, there's still some snow flurries going on there. Believe it or not, it's snowing in northern Alabama today with accumulations there, but nothing like that here. Instead, we're going to see cold temperatures dropping through the teens tonight all the way down to 10 degrees by morning. And taking a look down the lane, we're expecting a cold and chilly Tuesday, but a windy Wednesday. And then we're going to have a warmer week ahead. And what about New Year's and a chance of showers? I'll have all the details on that coming up in just a little bit, so stay with us.
Thank you, Sam. The death toll from a massive winter storm has risen to at least 48 nationwide. A driving ban is in place for the city of Buffalo, New York, and the surrounding communities, as officials are trying to clear the streets for first responders to help those in need. The storm is being blamed for at least 25 deaths in Erie County and another 28 around the country. The snow in Buffalo is showing no signs of letting up. Officials expect the area to get another 8 to 12 inches by Tuesday afternoon.
This is not helpful as we're trying to recover and clear off streets and get into areas that still have not had a plow.
For the first time, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow is ready for talks to end the 10-month-long war in Ukraine. But even as he said that, Russia continued to assault Ukraine, leaving peace a distant hope for now. Skyler Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Pope Francis, noting the Ukrainian flags with the crowd in St. Peter's Square Monday, once again asked for peace in the war-torn country. This year, many Ukrainians celebrated Christmas Sunday, December 25th, though they're used to celebrating January 7th. Christmas Day for the Russian Orthodox Church. Monday, Russia said it struck down a Ukrainian drone approaching an airbase deep inside Russian territory. Moscow claims 3 military people died from falling debris. And while Russian attacks on Ukraine continue, President Vladimir Putin said in a state television interview he's ready for talks to end the 10-month-long war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told U.S. lawmakers last week that there can be no compromise as long as Russia occupies any part of Ukraine. Congress responded with an additional $45 billion in aid for Ukraine. The U.S. is also sending Ukraine a Patriot missile air defense system to help in the ongoing fight against Russia and as a symbol of ongoing support. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Zelensky delivered a Christmas address and asked all Ukrainians to give thanks for those who are fighting to keep Ukraine free. And in China, new COVID infections are soaring. The country's top health authority says it will no longer publish daily case numbers. China suspended most of its mass testing and quarantine rules last month after widespread protests. Health experts worry the healthcare system is being overwhelmed and more than 1 million people could die over the next few months as the virus spreads across the country. Still ahead, the future of construction.
Building buildings a smart way. I'm Ian Lee with how artificial intelligence is keeping construction on budget and on schedule.
And in the next Health Watch, seasonal affective disorder impacts millions of Americans, leading to symptoms of depression. Bradley Blackburn has more on what doctors say you can do about it. Topping today's Health Watch, the holidays can be the most wonderful time of the year, but for some, the winter season has a negative effect. Seasonal affective disorder impacts millions of Americans, leading to symptoms of depression. Bradley Blackburn has more on what doctors say you can do about it.
Every morning in the fall and winter, McGann Feldman starts the day with a cup of coffee and one very bright light.
I just have it kind of at the side while I'm having my breakfast, reading the paper.
Feldman says she first experienced symptoms of depression more than 30 years ago, serious enough to require hospitalization. Her doctors later realized some of her symptoms were connected to the changing seasons.
It was a surprise. I'd never heard of seasonal affective disorder.
Our bodies, really depend upon light from the sun or sunlight to regulate our circadian rhythms.
Dr. Dorothy Sitt is a psychiatrist with Northwestern University. She studies how light therapy can help treat seasonal affective disorder and other forms of depression.
More recent studies have shown that it can be very helpful for treating non-seasonal major depression. It can be used on its own or in combination with some antidepressant medicine.
According to a recent American Psychiatric Association poll, nearly 40% of Americans say their mood declines in winter, and a quarter report feeling depressed. Patients with seasonal affective disorder can feel fatigued or less motivated, and they may not be able to enjoy their normal activities.
That treatment makes a big difference for you.
It's fair to say it's almost life or death to me because I know where I have been without it in the winter.
In addition to light therapy, Feldman takes antidepressants with higher doses from October through May.
There are tools out there that can help people be happy, lead a normal life, and not feel alone.
She wants others to know the winter blues are real, but help is out there. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Doctors say light therapy can help people feel improvement within 2 to 3 days of regular use, and a full response is seen within 3 weeks. The rising cost of fertilizer could put another 100 million people at risk of undernourishment. A new international study finds fertilizer and energy prices will have the biggest impact on food security, and that the higher cost could drive up food prices by more than 80% next year compared to 2021. Artificial intelligence has arrived in the operating room. A study at Brigham and Women's Hospital developed a way to use AI to help diagnose diseases in tissue samples during surgery. Researchers say the method could potentially be used during cancer surgery to test a tumor's margins and whether it is benign or malignant. And being in your 50s means you finally get more sleep. An international study tracked sleep patterns over the human lifespan. It found the amount of sleep we get declines during our 20s and early 30s. It plateaus from 33 to 53 and then starts to increase after that. Researchers say the demands of working and childcare may explain the loss of sleep during midlife. And that's a look at today's health news. A little later, we take a look at how people are returning their unwanted Christmas gifts.
And another cold night across the area, but some warmer weather is on the way. We'll have the details when we come back. Well, friends, we had another little round of winter weather last night for Christmas and then this morning, but that is now all gone. Instead, we have warmer weather to look forward to. Right now in Seneca, Missouri at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, a chilly night shaping up across the area down there. Still some snow on the ground and in southern Missouri and across the area. Right now we're seeing some snow flurries over there in the St. Louis area. They have winter weather advisories out for eastern Missouri and southern Illinois, but not for our area. Instead, we're going to see warmer temperatures, but over the last 36 hours, it's been quite chilly across our area. We were down into the single digits, then we rose up into the 30s, and then we were right around freezing for quite a while, but now then the front has moved through. Now we're starting our way back down again with temperatures in the 20s and approaching the teens. The high today was 35, and that was at midnight, and now we're down to 21. Normals are 45 and 27, so of course we were way below that, but at least we weren't near that zero back in 1983. Temperatures right now across the area are in the teens and lower 20s with a cold north wind behind that front, and temperatures are going to be falling throughout the rest of the evening. In fact, we're seeing temperatures right now around 5 to 10 degrees colder now than they were 24 hours ago, but we're going to see some improvement. It's just a little bit down the road, but we'll get there. Right now it feels like it's in the single digits in many locations, like Iola was 7, also in Webb City, and Carthage was 7, 10 down in Anderson. It feels like 12 degrees over there in Grove. Here's the north wind here at the station blowing the American flag, 21 degrees, and a north wind at 16, so it makes it feel like 7 out there, and the dew point is 11, and the pressure is currently rising with a humidity of 65%. We might see a few snow flurries later on tonight, but not a real big situation to deal with like we had last night. Instead, we're going to see lows dropping down into the single digits up to the north and around 10 degrees in our area with light and variable winds. Then tomorrow, we are going to see temperatures warming back up into the mid to upper 30s, even some 40-degree readings down in Oklahoma with south winds, and that's going to help. And then as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're going to see lows in the 30s, right around freezing pretty much everywhere. And then as we head through Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see temperatures rebounding into the 40s, even close to 50 in many locations. But these winds are really going to be howling out of the south, gusting over 30 miles per hour. So it's going to feel cool, even though we'll see readings in the mid-50s. It's certainly going to help melt some of the snowpack. Then as we go into Thursday morning, we'll see lows once again right around 50 degrees. So it's going to get warmer. We just have to wait a little bit longer. Here's the cold air tonight. That system will move off towards the east, and then the mild air will start to move in from the west, and especially as we head into Thursday and Friday with southerly winds and a chance of rain across our eastern region. All right, if you're traveling, we're going to see improving conditions across our area. No major problems if you're going to be traveling tomorrow across our area. Instead, we're going to see temperatures rebounding into the 50s by the time we head into Wednesday. Then on Thursday, some rain down across Arkansas and southeastern Missouri, and that continues into your Friday. Over the next 7 days, here it is, warmer weather on the way, 64 on Thursday and then 56 on Friday, and a chance of showers on Saturday, mainly in the eastern sections, but a good chance of rain and storms on Monday, and some of the storms could be strong, so we'll keep an eye on that for you.
Sounds pretty nice for people coming home.
Exactly. It looks like it's going to be great traveling weather for the next couple of days.
Well, that is great. Good to hear. All right, well, coming up, one tech company claims to have the solution to keep construction on track. But first, we honor a local veteran. Sergeant William Prater served in the U.S. Marine Corps, his hometown, Orongo, Missouri, and we are proud to salute Sergeant William Prater. We thank you, our four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, big construction projects. They're notorious for delays and running over budget. One company says that it has a high-tech solution to get everything back on track. CBS's Ian Lee reports from Bournemouth, England.
Take a look around this nearly $200 million construction project.
We've got some of the ductwork coming up through one of the risers to the upper floors.
Project manager Bruce Preston juggles millions of pieces to help this hospital in England take shape.
So we've got 2,300 rooms and spaces that we need to keep track of what's going on in every one of those spaces.
Tracking progress is usually done by hand, but on this job, a 360-degree camera is capturing every inch of the site, using artificial intelligence to compare the images to the building's blueprints.
And it'll tell you green whether it's all done, or orange whether it's work still to do.
Tech firm BuildDots says their AI system catches mistakes before they become a costly problem.
How many times does the industry lose money because it finds out way down the line that we missed something?
Construction is estimated to be a $10 trillion industry worldwide, with about $1.6 trillion wasted every year by productivity problems. Aviv Lebovici and his partners at BuildDots saw an opportunity.
This tool is about giving them the information to make the right decisions. How can you plan next week without knowing exactly where you are?
Building on time and on budget is good, especially when you're footing the bill.
Getting it right and having zero defects is really important to us.
And with a smarter pair of eyes on this job site, workers say their vision is already coming into focus. Ian Lee, CBS News, Bournemouth, England.
BuildDOT says their AI technology is being used on construction projects across the U.S., including in New York City, Denver, and Los Angeles. With the exchanging of gifts during the celebration of Christmas, Cherokee County Sheriff David Groves is providing tips to help safeguard them. As you put boxes and packages out by the roadside, be sure to break them down rather than just stacking them, which can display what's likely inside your home. Be sure to snap a picture of valuable items with photos. Law enforcement's ability to identify and recover the stolen property is enhanced. And be sure to remove keys from vehicles, including when you aren't driving them. Also, remove any valuables or firearms from vehicles at night and make sure those vehicles are locked. Now that the holiday fever is almost over, it's probably the best time to return those gifts you may not have wanted under the tree. According to a National Retail Federation survey, retailers expect 18% of the items sold during the 2022 holiday season to be returned. That's merchandise bought between November 1st through December 31st.
Yes, so that stat that you cited, that 18% of returns, that's gone up in the past 2 years. In 2020, the return rate was around 11%. And so it's a fact of us buying a lot more things and us not always wanting the things we want. So retailers, that's a really expensive problem for them. And so one of the reasons, or one of the ways they're tackling that is making it a little bit more expensive for us to return things. So for example, if you're ordering online from a place like Gap and they own like Athleta and Banana Republic, or if you're buying from Zara, it's going to cost you now to return an online order to them compared to, the free returns, which over the past few years to compete with Amazon, a lot of retailers were pushing.
The estimated cost of these returns is roughly $171 billion. All right, well, and up next, we have a final check of the forecast. Up next, we've got your CBS Evening News. Then on KOAM News at 6, One Fort Scott Group hosts a winter art camp. Plus, Oklahoma lawmakers have introduced a bill to legally protect nativity scenes. And then we recap the Chiefs' Christmas Eve game. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, a mystery is afoot in Minneapolis where locals are puzzled about how a car got embedded in a pile of snow.
Honestly, it just seems like something that is kind of representative of our day.
Unbelievable. It's in there. I just wonder how it got there.
Oh yeah, this one's curious.
But I never in my life seen anything like this, and I grew up here.
Best I can figure is maybe a plow came through.
Was there a car accident and it went off the road?
Either that or they skidded on something.
It really puzzles you.
There's been some unbelievable things going on.
It's almost like somebody must have picked it up.
Could be an alien, a UFO. It could be something out there.
You never know.
There's just no hypothesis because it just appeared in the early hours of the morning. Here's that toasted marshmallow latte. It's more of a spectacle. People are just looking at it because it's bizarre.
Temperature is -9, wind chill at -40.
Why are you taking a picture of this?
Because it's hilarious. You do anything at this time of year to get through the day and have a good time.
People say it's kind of like a tourist attraction.
Hey, I'm telling you, I rolled past and I seen about 4 or 5 people making videos.
That tells our story right there. So if you're far away and you're wondering, what would it be like to live in Minneapolis? This is it right here.
Well, what do you think about that?
Well, I'm glad they had that, not us.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of snow, make it nice and pretty for Christmas, but that snow is going to start melting as we head towards the week, with temperatures rising close to 64 on Thursday. And then we have some scattered showers in there too. But the better chance of rain is going to arrive on Monday, with some of those storms could be strong to severe. And then it turns a little bit cooler as we head towards the first part of the year, but still not too bad.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then.